Hi students, today we are going to see about the 11th chapter 1, the living world. So here the living organisms have to growth, reproduced, response to stimuli, movement and metabolisms. Okay, here this growth apart from the living world have divided into two types, that is an living things and non-living things. So here these are the living and non-living things is involved in the growth. So here compared to the cells, it increase in size, mass and number of cells. So the single cell organisms also increase in size and multicellular organisms also increase the size. So here the non-living things of a mountain grow to from outside. So here the cells have to grow inside, but the mountain have to grow the outside. Okay, so each living organisms having a defining properties. Okay, so the defining properties is nothing but the exclusive characters to living organisms. So what are the defining properties means the response to stimuli and metabolisms is an defining properties, but the growth and the reproduction is not an defining properties. Why? Because the growth is an increase in the size, mass and number of cells. So the single cell organisms also produce and multicellular organisms also produced. So next, for the reproduction, all living organisms reproduced but exceptions. So here this mule, it is an hybrid variety. It have to sterile in form. So this conditions the sterile formations of the organisms have, so only it have to defining not properties, not so this defining not properties. So next, for the metabolism, so all reactions in a cell or organisms, the reactions involved in respirations, photosynthesis, digestion are called the metabolisms. So the metabolisms is a defining properties. Okay, I ask about one question. How the response stimuli is a defining properties? Because the response stimuli is, when I ask question, you answer that. Okay, so next, if any problem in your hand or legs, if wounded means we feel to pain. Okay, so that is an response to stimuli. Okay, so okay, the people in coma, the response in medicine. Okay, but they have the inability to work, but they have to respond in medicine. So some of the antibiotics give to a person, they react to a body. So that is an response to stimuli. So only the response to stimuli and metabolism is an defining properties, not for growth and reproductions. Okay, so here the cellular organization is a defining property. So the cellular organizations means how the group of cell. So here the cellular organization, the awareness of surrounding and environment. So this response stimuli is an awareness of surrounding and environment. So the growth and reproduce is a non-defining properties, and the response stimuli and metabolism is a defining properties. So the movement is the locomotions of one place to another place. Okay, so these are the living world. So they categorized by the living things and non-living things. So all the ability to, the living things have to ability to growth, reproduced, response to stimuli, movement and metabolism. But here the non-living things do not have the growth, reproductions, response to stimuli, movement and metabolism. So that's all. Yeah.